ShinRobjira.
What's going on there, friends and neighbors? I'm ShinRobjira, and today we're going to be doing yet another tier maker video, where I am going to be tier listing all of the 2019 and 2020 releases from the Bandai Movie Monster series. As always, we have best, great, decent, meh, not good, did not buy. And as we always do, except for that one time, let's talk about the did not buys. Up first, we have this translucent purple Shin Godzilla figure that was painted over. This was an exclusive to WinterCon, I do believe. I don't remember the full name of it. But basically, he came out alongside Kamada-kun and Shinagawa-kun over here. Yes, unfortunately, this is one of the very few Shin Godzilla Movie Monster series figures that I do not own. It is my goal, yes, to have one of every Godzilla design in vinyl format, but it is also my goal to have a complete Movie Monster series Shin Godzilla collection. And I am missing this guy, another guy that's here, and I believe two others that were also Godzilla store exclusives. Actually, no, one of them was a Taiwan exclusive, but anyway. Unfortunately, the next two that I did not buy are Shin Ghidorah and Shin Godzilla. These are from the Godzilla vs. Evangelion ride thingamabob that was going on for a while. These things, especially Shin Ghidorah, was just always expensive. And when these things came out, I was in between jobs and everything, and it was a pain in the butt to track one of these down because it never stayed in stock, and it was never cheap. Shin Godzilla has gone down in price over the years and such, but Shin Ghidorah, not so much. But make no mistake, and look into my eyes, one day I will absolutely add these into my collection. And when I have that complete Shin Godzilla collection, you bet your buns I'm going to make videos on. No, I'm going to make a whole big video on it. Just all the vinyl Shin Godzilla figures from Bandai. Yes. But as far as that goes, that's a long ways off. Sag. Now let's get back to chronological-ish order. Up first, Bandai Movie Monster series reissue and repaint of Space Godzilla. Bar none, best vinyl Space Godzilla figure ever. Like, in terms of the paint, best ever. Yes, that means he's gonna go in best. I don't need my figures to look 100% screen accurate, but since I own, I believe, a Toho Kaiju series or an early Movie Monster series, I don't remember which, but I own an earlier re-released version of Space Godzilla with the wild yellow and crazy paint and everything, and I love that figure, do not get me wrong, but this guy, he scratches that itch. It's literally perfect. I love the way they did the dorsal crystals. I love the metallic paint on his underbelly and around his shoulder pauldron spike crystallese things. I don't know, I just think when it comes to Space Godzilla, if you want something that's as close to screen accurate in vinyl format, next to maybe X Plus if you don't want to spend a lot of money. Yeah. And I'm going to continue this best streak with the Movie Monster series reissue and repaint of Mogira. Now, I know this featured different paint, I just don't know what different paint it had, because I don't own the original Mogira. This was only my third Mogira figure ever, but it's a good figure. It looks fantastic. I love the paint job that Mogira was given. He's a lovely little mole boy, and I thought releasing him alongside Space Godzilla was just genius. When it comes to the 2019 releases, these are two of the very, very best. Now up next, we have the WinterCon exclusives of Kamada-kun and Shinagawa-kun, Shin Godzilla Form A and B, and they are just simply translucent figures. They're not my favorite iterations of these figures. I don't hate these figures, obviously. I wish the guy that they came out with, Mr. Purple Boy over here, was as available as these two are, but he's not, and I have to deal with it. But yet again, they're not my favorite iterations of these figures. My favorites are actually the Morphological Change set because of all that extra paint that was added. They are not the best, they are not great, they are decent, and yeah, other exclusives definitely walk circles around them, but as a Shin Godzilla collector, I needed them. I just did. Don't ask me why, I just did. KOTM figures. I will not deny, and I'm going to get up close and personal for this one, I will not deny that when these figures came out, I absolutely loved them. I was so happy and excited to own all of them. It's one of my more popular videos here on the channel, but my opinions on pretty much all of these figures, save for one, really have soured. And once I get to the full set re-review that I'm doing for Rob's Godzilla Room Reviews, I'll go into further detail. I mean, maybe my opinions will even have changed by then, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of these figures anymore. So, my ratings are going to go as follows. Godzilla in meh. King Ghidorah in meh. Mothra in meh. Rodan in meh. The whole line of the standard movie monster series figures is meh. But King Series KOTM Goji is definitely going to go in the best. It was unfortunately our last King Series release. Hopefully that gets fixed with an Ultima or a Jet Beta or somebody at some point soon. Or, you know, Bandai just utilized the Mega Movie Monster series and reissue some 8-inch molds. I mean, you're clearly doing that for Shin Ultraman. Just look at this. Oh, and I totally forgot to talk about the Burning KOTM Godzilla that came with the Blu-ray set of KOTM in Japan. That is also a did not buy. Cool looking figure, absolutely a horrendous looking one, but I like the way that it looks, but even I can admit that's pretty bad, but still something that I do plan on picking up at some point whenever it goes down below 10,000 yen from a website that I actually trust. Alrighty, up next are the 3 and only denizens of the Bandai Chibi Movie Monster series line, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. When it comes to them representing the characters and how they looked in the book and the merchandising and such, these things are grade A. And I do like and still enjoy them very much so, but you know, I know they're not for everybody, and Godzilla's design is a bit questionable for some. A lot of people think it looks like a broccoli, specifically. But even in them being so accurate and such, they really don't do anything like crazy. It's like, good on you, Bandai. You recreated some drawings in a book and some merchandising. That's awesome. That's great. But I definitely wouldn't say that either of these 3 are, you know, high tier listing like fodder or whatever. They're good figures for what they are. Yes, they look like bathtub toys, but I am going to put them in meh as well. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just meh. It's my way of saying that they're just below decent. Okay, speaking of not good, let's talk about the absolute laziest anniversary release that Bandai has ever put out and should be absolutely ashamed for ever calling a finished product. 2019 1954 Goji. Honestly, bro, pay the $30 to $40 for a 54 Goji from a different friggin' line, because this is the epitome of lazy. No paint on the toes, no paint on the claws. Did he have paint on the claws? I can't tell, nor do I give a crap. Minimal paint on the dorsal fins, white splooch on top of his head, yellow teeth. It's like, that's a piss poor and lazy way to celebrate Godzilla's anniversary. With an underpainted figure. You know, for people who don't have a 54 figure and didn't want to pay $40, $50, $60 for it, yeah, I get it. You know, it's a good place to start. But this thing is filler and nothing but. You get this figure, you wait until you get a new 54 figure from an older line, and then you either keep this one on the shelf or you give it to your kid brother or sister to just toss around, because this is the weakest, this is the poorest excuse of not only an anniversary celebratory release, but just a figure in and of itself. Bandai really should have been ashamed of themselves for this one, and I think for the very first time in these tier making videos, I'm going to toss it in not good. It's not a good figure. No, it's got all the bells and whistles of details and articulation, yes, but when it comes to being a celebratory Godzilla figure, the only thing it celebrates is the laziness of Bandai for thinking this was okay. Yeah, I mean it. Alrighty, moving on to better conversations. Let's talk about Final Wars Gigan. Fantastic figure. Phenomenal figure. Phenomenal. Missing a little bit of the metallic blue paint. Could have used a bit more, but when it comes down to the fact that this was, I think, the second 6-inch Movie Monster series Final Wars Gigan, I feel like there was 2 8-inch versions and then a 6-inch version. Future Rob or people in the comment section down below, let me know. And being a 6-inch release in the Movie Monster series, he looks fantastic. He's lacking a little bit of paint. I definitely wouldn't say he was one of the best, but he is definitely one of the greatest. Cannot say the same for this Final Wars Anguirus reissue that somehow featured less paint than the original. I could put him in not good. I could, but I'm gonna put him in meh. That's a bit mean. I'm gonna put him in high tier meh. Could have been better. The Shokugan version of him somehow has more paint than the Movie Monster series version does. Don't ask, I don't know. And when it came to celebrating some Anguirus, I think Bandai could have done a lot better. Anyway, I don't think all of these are in chronological release order, but I don't care. Metallic Green Mechagodzilla 1975. It was my first Mechagodzilla 1975 figure. He had this cool metallic green paint job to him. Wasn't wholly accurate in terms of the colors, obviously, but it was a cool figure to have. It was a cool figure to see Bandai and Toho acknowledge, like, yeah, we still have this mold, and I genuinely genuinely friggin' love it. So it's gonna go right up there in best. As I said before, I think 2020 was more so a year for repaints, not so much new figures. I believe the only new figure we got in 2020 was Gamera. And rightfully so, this is one of the best movie monster series figures ever. Detail, paint, articulation, the whole 9 yards. Kadakawa and Dai tossed their friggin' hats into the ring, and now we're getting Daimajin, apparently. And we got a whole bunch of other Gamera figures following this lovely lad, except 96 Gamera. What the heck? Where is he? It's a different design, and you know it. Gamera is going to be the #1 best, for sure. Okay, the bane of my existence. The repaints from 2020 and maybe one from 2019. Up next is Heavy Paint Applications Kiryu. Without a doubt, a fantastic looking figure, but when you say heavy paint applications, I was kind of hoping the whole figure would have heavy paint applications, and it didn't. It had it on the front and on the sides, not so much going on the back. I know that upset a few people, myself included. Beautiful figure though, but I'm not going to put him in best, and I'm not going to put him in great. I am, however, going to put him in high tier decent. I am going to continue to have this narrative with these Godzilla store exclusive figures. If you're gonna make an exclusive figure, go out for it. If you're gonna charge me $30 to $35, maybe even $40 for an exclusive figure, do better, please. I do not remember this dude's name. I'm just gonna call him Godzilla Store Osaka exclusive Goji, because that's where he kind of popped up, and that's kind of the reason why he popped up. Godzilla Store Osaka exclusive. A cool little color variant with some interesting paint choices for sure. Definitely way better than Kiryu. Would I say he's better than Final Wars Gigan though? Yes. So he's gonna go in high tier great. Cool little tag, cool little celebratory figure for us fans out there. I don't got anything crazy to say about him. Up next is the metallic pink Shin Godzilla, the pink lemonade and Cheetos. Boy, weird color combination. Don't know what this was inspired by. I don't think at the time of release it was inspired by, like, the springtime or whatever. I think I recall it being more so in the winter when this thing came out, but definitely different. Definitely the most vibrant Shin Godzilla figure that I have in my collection, absolutely. And, you know, it's just got an interesting color palette that I'm sure a lot of people are like, why does this exist? But still, for the most part, it's an exclusive figure, and boy, does it feel like I got this exclusively. So I'm gonna put him in great as well. We have the retro color Godzilla 1954 figure that was inspired by the Maru-san Godzilla, the first vinyl Godzilla. I love what they were doing with this, but just like the original figure, he could have used a lot more paint. And the fact that this was a Godzilla store exclusive that suffered from practically the exact same thing as the standard release is unfortunate. But I will say, since the color scheme is nice and different, and he has a little bit more paint than the original, i.e. the silver splatters and everything, he is not going to go in not good. And in fact, he is going to go in high tier meh. Yeah, meh. No, meh. There we go. Okay, up next, we all know where this guy is going. Heavy paint application, Shin Godzilla, best. Sorry, bias included and everything. This was a translucent red vinyl figure, painted black and purple over the red translucent vinyl. Bandai Movie Monster Series did it and made it look cool. SH Monster Arts couldn't. I think I paid 40 bucks for this, maybe 60. I don't even care. I paid way less for this guy than I did Sham Goji. And somehow they made it work. SH Monster Arts, please redo Shin Godzilla and do him correctly. I'm begging you. Alright, and up next is quite possibly the biggest disappointment since, well, probably me to my parents. We have the heavy paint applications King Ghidorah, KOTM Ghidorah, and he suffers from the exact same thing that heavy paint apps Kiryu did, but he looks significantly worse than that figure. Why would you not add more metallic gold to this figure? Why would you not do something interesting? Why would you copy the shading work that SH Monster Arts did on their KOTM crap stained Ghidorah? Why? Why would you not do this better? This is atrocious. Awful. Terrible. In all seriousness though, no, it's not going to go in not good. I definitely do not like this figure at all. But the fact that Bandai made a little bit more of an attempt with this thing than 54 Goji I gotta give them credit for. This is probably the one Godzilla store release that I kind of regret spending money on, but had to do it. Vinyl addict over here had to do it. And that is pretty much that. 2019 and 2020 Movie Monster series releases, all ranked from best, great, decent, meh, not good to did not buy. I am hoping to change that did not buy section at some point in the near hopeful future. But until then, and until I can work on more remake reviews and such, this is how it's going to stay. This is how it's going to stand. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what your favorites and not goods were if you wish. Be sure to hit up the ShinRobjira Discord server to share your results. I know many of you have done that already, but hey, do it again for your boy. But anyway, I'm gonna go work on Sham Ultima now, so I will see you all with whatever the heck comes out before and after this. For all I know, the Mezco review is already up or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, good night, good morning, good afternoon, goodbye.